I don't think it's selfish to not have children. Why would that be selfish? I guess the implication is that it means I only think of myself and I'm the most important person in my life, but that's fine. That doesn't mean I'm selfish. In fact, I'm being selfless. Although that makes me sound like a real prick, so don't put that. Cut! When I was a kid, I kind of assumed that I would have children when I grew up because everybody does, and that just seems to be the natural order of things. But as I became a little bit older, in my teenage years and into my early 20s, I realised that I could make a choice to not have children, and actually having kids wasn't something that really attracted me. I remember being at a school placement, so I trained to be a teacher, and I was a little bit overwhelmed by the number of children in the school. And I just kind of thought, actually, I'm very happy to work with children, but perhaps I don't really want mine when I go home at the end of the day. My friends or other people who I met would say, oh, you'll change your mind, or wait till your biological clock kicks in. And I would smile and say, perhaps. It started off just being, oh, I just don't want to have children, and then I became aware that actually the best thing I can do for the environment is not to have any children. And now I would call myself an environmentalist, and I try and live in a way that is as sustainable as possible. So that's things like cycling everywhere, and I'm a vegan. I don't shower every day. I don't wash my hair every day. And in fact, I only wash my hair about once a month. Can you tell? It's inescapable that having kids in the first place creates a resource-consuming person. That's not me trying to sound like no one should have kids, but it's kind of a fact. If I fell pregnant, I would have an abortion. I had one particular relationship where the not having children thing was the reason that we broke up. He knew from the beginning that I didn't want to have children, but he was desperate to have his own. He kind of assumed that I would change my mind because we were together and we were in love. He would try and convince me that I did want to have children with him, and he'd tell me, you'd look so sexy pregnant. The fact was, I didn't want to have kids, his or anyone else's, and if he wanted to have children, he'd have to find another woman, which is what he did. I guess that it's quite lucky that I have never been broody, because it means I don't feel that I'm making a sacrifice. However, if I were to have that biological clock kicking in that everyone tells me is going to happen, I would now say no. Even if I did become broody, now I would make a conscious decision not to have children because of that reason. I don't want to contribute to a global population. People will often project their own lifestyles onto you, or their life choices, or whatever it is, and so I find I try not to be offended or annoyed or patronised by people who say, you know, oh, you'll change your mind, because actually this is a conscious choice that I have made, and it is something that I really, really believe in, and I genuinely do not want to have children, and that's okay.